Lilith is an extremely controversial figure within Jewish folklore. Lilith's name is not included in the creation story of the Torah, but she appears in several midrashic texts. Her symbolism, history, and literature are debated among Jewish scholars, feminists, and other intellectuals. There are multiple origin stories for Lilith, but the most popular history told views Lilith as the first wife of Adam. According to the first Eve story, Lilith was created by God from dust and placed to live in the garden with Adam until problems arose between Adam and Lilith when Adam tried to exercise dominance over Lilith. One story tells that Lilith refused to lay beneath Adam during sex. She believed they were created equal, both from the dust of the earth, that she should not have to lay beneath him. After Adam disagreed, Lilith fled the Garden of Eden to gain her independence. Adam told God that Lilith had left and God sent 3 angels, Senoi, Sansanoi, and Samangaloth, to retrieve her. The 3 angels found Lilith in a cave bearing children, but Lilith refused to come back to the garden. The angels told her they would kill 100 of her children every day for her disobedience. In revenge, she is said to rob children of life and is responsible for the deaths of stillborn infants and crib deaths. Male children are at risk of Lilith's wrath for 8 days after birth until circumcision, and girls are at risk for 20 days. Although Lilith stole children's lives in the night, she agreed not to kill the children who had amulets of either of the 3 angels. Lilith is also said to be responsible for males' erotic dreams and night emissions. Another theory says that Lilith is impregnated, thus creating more demons by these erotic dreams by stealing the seed of men. Although the figure of Lilith is commonly found in Jewish folklore and midrash, the origin of Lilith is as a Sumerian succubus. The first Jewish story of Lilith was told in the alphabet of Ben Sira. Before the introduction of the alphabet of Ben Sira, Lilith was mostly seen as a demoness instead of the first Eve. Due to the ambiguity of Lilith, she has been represented in multiple forms in both literature and art. Some theological scholars acknowledge Lilith as the first Eve, while others still see her as a demoness. Historically, in art, Lilith has been portrayed variously, ranging from risk versions to Lilith in the garden. The open-ended nature of the Lilith symbol has allowed different groups to use her as a destructive female symbol or a symbol of female power. Many feminists see Lilith as not only the first woman, but the first independent woman created. In the creation story, she refuses to allow Adam to dominate her and flees the garden despite the consequences. In order to retain her freedom, she must give up her children, so in retaliation she steals the seed of Adam. This version of the story implies that Lilith sexually violated Adam. However, other stories portray Lilith as a demoness who kills children and takes advantage of men while they are sleeping. Jewish halakhic law forbids the spilling of a man's seed, and Lilith takes advantage of this, causing erotic dreams in men as they sleep, and takes their seed to replenish her own offspring. Although Lilith is controversial, some feminists have used her as a symbol of empowerment. For example, one Jewish feminist magazine is called Lilith, labels itself as an independent Jewish woman's magazine. The publishers use Lilith as a title because they believe she is a symbol of independence. However, those who still think of her as a demoness could turn it around and once again label feminists as male bashers or men haters. They see Lilith as wicked and vengeful towards men and children. With any symbol or icon used by feminists, especially within a religious context, there will be controversy and opposition. Whether or not the story of Lilith is accurate is not the main issue. The first wife to Adam, the first Eve, this version of the story gives Lilith a role that many women can identify with in Judaism and other religious traditions. She is an independent woman who challenges the oppressive system in which she is placed. Stealing the lives of children represents a certain madness that accompanies her solitude and exclusion. Despite Lilith's downfalls, she still remains a symbol of power simply by her survival and mysteriousness. Long before Judaism claimed her, Lilith-like demons were haunting the nightmares of ancient Sumerians, Assyrians, and Babylonians. Male and female demons called Lilu and Lilichi respectively appeared in the Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh, and the Mesopotamian goddess Lamishtu was a winged demon that tormented women during childbirth, caused miscarriages, and stole breastfeeding infants. What these various named spirits had in common was a sinister desire to strike at humans when they were most vulnerable, particularly pregnant women and newborns, in a pre-scientific age when infant and maternal mortality rates were wrenchingly high. One ancient tablet recovered in Syria and dated to the 7th century BCE includes a chilling plea to be spared the wrath of the black-winged demon, O flyer in a dark chamber. Go away at once, O lily. The Canaanites, Hebrews, and Israelites undoubtedly absorbed some of the Lilichu, Lamashtu demonology. Although the only mention of a Lilith in the Hebrew Bible, known as the Old Testament in Christianity, appears in Isaiah 30:4-14, in which the prophet describes a barren wilderness laid waste by God's final judgment. Wildcats shall meet hyenas. Goat demons shall greet each other. There to the Lilith shall repose and find herself a resting place. The word Lilith is sometimes translated as a screech owl, which is connected to the fact that in ancient Near Eastern mythology, demon goddesses often had wings and bird feet. Was the unnamed woman created in Genesis 1 someone other than Eve? Was it Lilith? This intriguing question likely circulated in Jewish mythology and folklore for centuries. Then, in the 9th century CE, we got the first full-blown treatment of Lilith as Adam's disobedient first wife. According to Ben Sira, the first woman created alongside Adam in Genesis 1 was indeed Lilith, and she and Adam they immediately began a quarrel. When Adam insisted that Lilith lie beneath him during sex, she wasn't having it, replying, "You lie beneath me. We are both equal, for both of us are from the earth." Anti-Lilith amulets and incantation bowls. Long before the alphabet of Ben Sira was in circulation, Jewish households were using protective amulets to ward off Liliths and other demonic baby stealers. Between the 5th to 8th centuries CE, the most popular form of anti-demonic protection was something called an incantation bowl. These ceramic bowls were fashioned by Jewish wizards in Babylon to trap a specific demon associated with a specific illness or condition. Like the traditional biblical practice of fastening a mezuzah on the doorpost of a house, Jewish families expecting a baby would bury one of these magic incantation bowls under their front door to block entry by otherworldly baby snatchers. As incantation bowls fell out of favor, Jewish families purchased metal or paper amulets inscribed with the image of a bound Lilith and prayers for divine protection, including Desenoi, Sansanoi, and Samanjalof. Lieber says that you can still buy anti-Lilith amulets in some Jewish communities. So what are your thoughts about Lilith and what she represents? Please feel free to comment your thoughts below. I would like to thank you for joining me here today on my channel, Enlightenment in the Darkness. Please like and subscribe to my content. Many blessings to the rest of your day.